Hey guys, Grassman here. So we're not playing anything today. Today we were watching and reacting and giving advice, I suppose. If Luke sees this, I doubt he will. Very unlikely. But giving advice and reacting to his flat world playthrough. So basically, I watched this the first time, and I thought, wow, he's made a lot of mistakes. So, what would I call myself when I'm talking about Minecraft? I'm not exactly a pro, I'm not amazing at combat, I've never beat the Ender Dragon survival. I'm close to, I'm definitely able to, and I've already found the thing, so I'm going to soon. But, I'm a pro with knowing things about Minecraft. Whenever an update would come out, I would always immediately go into a creative world and test everything else. And I would start, messing around with stuff. So I know a lot about, the things that other people might not know. So you might think, well, how do you do anything in a super flat world? Villages, trades, wandering traders, and the Nether, which is actually normal, which isn't something I expected, because PS3 Nether, in a super flat world, PS3 will also have a super flat Nether, but it's not actually like that in PS4 and computer versions, so that's actually an interesting thing. So Hoglins, Nether, and a lot of trading is how you can actually get a lot of blocks, as well as mob drops. You can actually get most things in a super flat world. Other than diamonds, a lot of things you can actually still renew, and I have this in double speed, by the way, so if you can't hear it, oh well, go watch the real video. That's another thing, go watch the real video anyway. He worked hard on this. This is definitely something I probably could have thought of this if I had actually been thinking, but that's genius. I'm probably going to want to do this myself at some point. I don't know if I record it, because I only do mobile stuff. But I'm going to give advice, because I know there's a lot of things he actually missed that he probably just didn't realize you could do. So this is my take on what he did and how he could do it a little bit better. And he's probably going to do 200 days, so maybe, who knows, maybe he'll see this, or maybe he'll get some advice from it.
Hey there, Minecraft fans, my name's Luke Notable, and in this video, we're surviving 100 days in Minecraft Super Flat. Super Flat is an official Minecraft world style that is obviously very flat. Yep, the entire world is flat. 3 layers of dirt and an unbreakable bedrock. Structures can generate like this village here, but other than that, there's pretty much nothing. I also want to point out I'm playing on hardcore mode, so if I die, the whole world is deleted and my playthrough is over. I've had this idea for months, and I was super excited to get playing. It was a lot of fun, and I definitely think you should try it yourself, though you're gonna have to steal from the villagers.
So yeah, the first thing you have to do is definitely have to go to the... Also, this is probably going to be made into 2 parts. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go to the village. Without the village, you can only really get stuff from mob drops. So slime, dirt, and some iron from zombies, and some stuff from witches. And ender pearls occasionally, if you could manage to feed an enderman. But really what you need, right off the bat, is you need to go find a village, and then you need a sapling and a bed. You want a bed to skip the nights, because the nights are a problem. You want something to defend yourself against the slimes, which an iron golem will work for temporarily at least. And you want saplings. The wooden stone from villages will tide you over, but you need saplings as well as lava. I do believe there's a way to get water. What is it? So you can get lava from the villages, and you need to use the lava. You need to use the lava for an infinite cobblestone generator. I don't remember how you get water. There's the wells. You get water from the wells. And then you also need a bed from the villages to start off, because you need to be able to skip the nights, because mobs will spawn too much. And you need saplings to start growing your own trees. Then you'll have a cobblestone generator for infinite cobblestone, as well as the ability to cook, and a tree can give you wood. From there, you can make charcoal with the wood, and through a furnace with stone. And then you can actually mine up cobblestone, turn it to normal stone, and make stone bricks. So you will have access to stone bricks, wood, and cobblestone.
You gotta be okay with that if you want to live in super flat. That's pretty much all I did day 1. I stole food, I stole cobblestone. If it weren't for these villages, I'd probably already be dead. But after a productive day 1, I had some shelter, stone tools, and taters, which is really all you can hope for. Like my original 100 days, the only objective here is to not die, and that's asking a lot for super flat. The most immediate threat was the slimes, because of how the world is created, they will constantly spawn even in daylight, and without armor.
And as you can see there, as he's about to say, without armor, slimes are actually a problem. Big ones can do 2.5 hearts. Small ones do no damage, and medium ones only do 1 heart maybe. But big ones will actually kill you in about 3 or 4 shots. So big slimes are an actual threat, and the way super flat works is you are standing on Y4 or 3. Bedrock is 0. Then there's 2 layers of dirt and a layer of grass. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3. You're standing on layer 3. So slimes, the way slimes spawn is they either spawn on certain moon-like cycles in the swamp, or in slime chunks a certain deepness down. So in certain chunks at certain depths. So because this is all so deep, this is all only the Y3 and 4, these slimes can just spawn like crazy, and they're your biggest threat. Because you can sleep through night, but they will spawn in day. They are your biggest threat.
Stone weapons, I had to be incredibly careful here. All I tried to do today was cut down a few trees, but the relentless slimes kept me barricaded in my house. One golem in the town kinda helped, but the slimes spawned way faster than I can kill them, so I barely got anything done today. So day 3, I spent some time building.
That is going to be another thing. Iron golems are very important. Iron golems are going to be... You can make because of the villages, you can actually have iron golems spawn. You will also want to make an iron golem farm later. That's how you're going to be able to get the majority of your iron. But iron golems will also be very important for defense early on.
The wall. No golems allowed. Slimes can still technically spawn inside the wall because this game mode is torture, but none can get in from outside. Yep, it's day 3 and the clogging of the slimes is already starting to drive me insane. Just what? Trick! Yeah, but hey, I just got an idea of how to get some iron. I just have to wait. I know I can just kill the golems manually, but I'm scared.
I can confirm. I had a super flat world I played in for like thousands of days. When it's not in peaceful, the slimes will drive you insane.
Alright, it's day 4. I'm not dead yet, and I have a bucket, new tree farm, wall. I'm living large. Yeah, I'm doing so well. I decided to set up another base today. I spawned near 2 villages, and it'd be nice to be between them. Of course, I built my new base out of...
So another thing, for food. The only ways you're going to get food is by either growing trees for apples, or picking it up from their things. You can actually get beetroot, I believe you can buy if you don't find it, but you should be able to find everything. You can also, if you can't find anything, you will be able to create a composter, and then you can compost saplings that you found, or other types of food, and then you can use that to get bone meal, and then you can use that for wheat seeds, and you can get potatoes and carrots off of zombies, if you haven't found them anywhere else.
Slime, because I hate them. Hate is a strong word, but this time it's very accurate. Could've used dirt. Probably should've used dirt. I can punch holes in my walls way too easy here. Yeah, and then I forgot a bed, so I couldn't even sleep there tonight. I had to run through the slime field.
Yeah, so slime's an insta-break with your hand. I believe it's an insta-break. It might not be quite an insta-break, but it's pretty much there. So, it's not exactly necessary to build your house out of slime. First, I'd recommend doing, like, wall off the village or something and light up the village. Then start growing trees. Trees will give you wood, and build a cobblestone generator. Wood and cobblestone will be what you have immediately, and then you can also make stone bricks. So you can actually make a fairly nice house out of wood and stone bricks.
Nearly day 5, I was back at the slime compound installing a wall for obvious reasons. Now I got a wall, I got a farm, I got a house, looking pretty prosperous over here. Slimes don't seem to be able to spawn inside of my wall. I'm not sure why, but I'm gonna take it as a massive success. And yeah, I don't have a roof.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why they're not spawning in there. It's possible none of those chunks are slime chunks, but I'm not exactly sure why they're not spawning in his house. If you light it with carpet or something so they can't, which is something he does later, that works, but they will spawn in... I believe they will spawn even if it's lit up, so I'm not sure exactly why they weren't spawning.
But I've got 2 doors, so it's home. Alright, now that I have my own house, I can really start ripping away all these villagers' possessions. I don't want to get too crazy, though. Mostly just want some easy wood for some charcoal. You can't mine coal in super flat because coal doesn't exist, so this is the only way to get torches. That was all I did on day 6.
Yeah, so coal doesn't exist, and there is no way to get coal other than possibly finding it in chests. However, you can get most other resources. You can get iron from iron golems and zombies. They sometimes drop iron, as well as iron nuggets from the armor they drop if you smelt it, which is another good way for infinite iron. If you smelt their armor, it'll give you nuggets. As well as an iron golem farm. You can get gold from piglins once you get to the Nether, which you can actually do via finding lava at... You're going to find lava at the different villages, and then make a Nether portal out of that. You can buy lapis, you can buy redstone, you can buy emeralds, you can buy diamond armor, but you can't actually get diamonds unless you find them in chests, so diamonds are limited. You can also get gold from drowns if you kill drowns. So you can set up a machine that gets zombies, drowns them, turning them to drowns, and then you can farm those for tridents and... Or no, you can't farm them for tridents. You can farm them for gold. You'd have to actually make a pool to farm squids and drowns, which should get you squid ink, black dye, and then gold as well, and tridents. And nautilus shells.
Sure, I had to pee, so I just let that charcoal cook. Some of the trees sprouted on day 7, and that's good because now I can build more walls.
You will not be able... There is no buried treasure, so there's no way to get out of the sea, though. So you cannot get a conduit.
Oh, of course, nothing's easy about 1,000 slimes protested my new wall, so I killed them. Got a nice new partition today. Don't know, gonna fill it with farmland. I've got massive dreams for this farm. Today I'm just putting down the structure. I don't even have the seeds for it. If I want good stuff in super flat, I've got to trade with the villagers, and farming is a great way to get that started. Of course, the slimes got in the way the whole time, even with the wall.
So the main thing you're going to be doing is trading a lot of food and wood from your tree farms and other and food farms. You're going to be trading a lot of that with the villagers for emeralds, and then you're going to be getting a lot of stuff from them, including materials, armor, weapons. Most of that stuff's coming from the villagers. As well as books. We're going to be talking about villagers a bit more later. So once we start getting into villager stuff, there's a lot of things you actually need to watch out for villagers, and a lot from wandering traders as well, which are very important. I'll talk about them later.
Or the same on day 9, taking stuff from the villagers and getting attacked by slimes. Mark my words, one day when my true powers realized I will eradicate them all. Listen, if all you heard all day was the pitters and patters of slimes, you'd want to cleanse them from the world as well. Stonks were looking pretty good on day 10. I had a reliable method of getting food and blocks, and I had some iron, so I made a sword and a pickaxe. I think most of us probably would. I still didn't have armor, but I was getting pretty confident at running away from the slimes, especially in an open field. So I decided to go after some farther villages. Got a bit.
Yeah, that's another thing. Slimes are very annoying, but they're very slow. The only problem is, again, they will spawn all over the super flat all day, and then at night it's just... The thing about mobs... They will spawn all day, all night, all day because of the slimes, and all night it's just insanity. It's all open blocks you can spawn on, and there's no sight lines. So it will literally just be mobs everywhere. If you've ever seen it, it's gonna happen. It should be shown later in the video. It's insanity.
I'll tell your parents. I'm mostly just here for the seeds, carrots, potatoes, wheat. It doesn't matter. Every village also has houses, and then they can spawn chests, which can have some decent items. But for now, bread excites me. In this village, I found a Fletcher and sold some sticks to him for some easy emeralds. I definitely made sure to take his work.
Yeah, that's gonna be where you're getting a lot of your emeralds. Sticks for Fletchers and the food to farmers. That's where most of the emeralds are coming from.
There's no other way to make them. I can already tell I'm gonna have to do a lot more adventuring to get the good stuff, but hey, adventuring's fun. My inventory was bursting with loot. Dose of day 12, I had the bunny hop my way home. But with all these new seeds, I'm starting to get a pretty massive farm. Oh yeah, in a few days, that's gonna make some good money. Now it's day 13, and I'm feeling lucky. Gonna try to get a villager back to my slime compound. Well, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. They are faster than boats.
I'm still naked. Just one of the big boys kills me in like 3 hits. It's not worth the risk. So day 14, I started building a tunnel. Gonna connect my compound to the village. At this point, I was just grateful that there's 3 dirt blocks above the bedrock. Otherwise, this tunnel wouldn't have worked. I also spent
Yeah, so again, the height layers, the layers of Superflat are, unless it's customized, bedrock, 2 dirt, and then grass, and that's it. So there's no room to go underground. And I believe you can break bedrock, but you can't really do anything under in the void anyway. So there's really nothing underground. Everything you will build will be above ground. If you want something underground, you have to actually make a ground. You could raise things up, but then again, you're placing like possibly tens of thousands of blocks to form some sort of underground just to build something down there. So most of the things you're building are above ground, and again, slimes will spawn right there. So it's actually really hard to like, unless you have to kind of build something specific or go in those 2 blocks of space underground. And also, it means you can't really build basements. If you built just a normal house, you can't build a basement without it'll be 2 blocks high, the floor will be bedrock, and the roof will be whatever the floor of your other house is. So unless you're building your house on a hill that you've made, you're not going to have room to have a basement. And it's not going to look good. So you're just building up. And building down, there's a little bit of room for things like transporting villagers, but there's really almost nothing.
I'm farming, and the slimes cheered me on the entire time. I still have more digging to do. Gotta get this tunnel both sides. It might just look like a dirt tunnel now, but I swear this is my first step towards greatness. Oh, hey, bro, what's up? Yeah, check out this house. Nothing sinister in there. Sure, this isn't the prettiest villager abduction tunnel, but this is hardcore super flat. It's not about vanity. And look at that. After a few days of labor, I have my own Fletcher. I can't.
Okay, so now he's starting to get villagers. So this is where things really start to, like... This is where he's going to get all his armor and stuff. You will trade wood into sticks to the Fletchers. And possibly, like, food to farmers, and possibly, like, chicken or cow meat to butchers. And that's it for your emeralds. That's where you're getting your emeralds. And then you are trading those to weaponsmiths, armorsmiths, librarians, and clerics, the main 4 you'll need. And Fletchers for arrows and a bow. You can actually make a bow. But to Fletchers mainly for the arrows, because you can't get flint. I think you can trade to piglins for gravel, and you can get flint that way, but it's very inefficient. So you want to trade to the Fletcher for arrows. Get a bow, and then that's going to be your main source of attack, as well as a sword you'll get. A sword you should be able to also make from, like, the iron golems that'll have dropped iron. As you can see, he's got some iron tools already. But for diamond tools and armor, you're going to want the toolsmith and armorsmith, and the weaponsmith. And the librarian, you're going to need a couple of them for books with enchantments. An enchanting table, you're going to actually need to find diamonds in a chest somewhere, so that could possibly be the biggest problem. But you can make an anvil out of farmed iron, and then you can buy books, so you don't really need an enchantment table. The other thing about villagers is, if we're going to talk about wandering traders, you might think there's a lot of things you can't get, but you can actually get a lot of them because of villagers and wandering traders. So sand you might think you can't get, you can buy sand and red sand off of wandering traders. And you can buy glass off of normal clerics. You can also buy cactus and sugarcane off of wandering traders, as well as a lot of the flowers for different colored dyes. So you can actually get surprisingly a lot from the traders. So here he's got the Fletcher. He's going to get a bow and start getting arrows, and then he's going to get a weaponsmith and armorsmith for better weapons and armor and tools eventually. And because the Nether is normal, you can actually get netherite as well.
So now I can sell all the wood I generate on a daily basis for huge profits, and I'll work on selling my crops next. I lied. The first thing I did was set up an armor, so now I can buy some iron armor. Of course, I'm going to need more money to get a full set, but I think eventually I'll be able to get some diamond armor. Oh, and if you're wondering, this guy's still out here. He's fine.
Yeah. So so he is playing on hardcore, so armor immediately is important. So since he has to buy armor anyway to level him up, he may as well get the iron armor. But enchanted diamond armor is going to be his goal. I mean, he also needs a librarian. So you can actually get books. You can farm the books, or you can buy sugarcane off the wandering trader, and then turn that into paper, and then combine that with leather, which cows are a little bit hard to find, but it's pretty much guaranteed when you spawn in, there will immediately be a group of cows, chickens, pigs, and, like, horses and stuff. Because as soon as you spawn, a group of each of those will spawn in. Or at least that's my experience, but a lot of my experience comes from PS3 testing.
Don't go after him. I barely ever use third-person mode. I just don't like how it looks. I just don't trust these slimes one bit. I've been pretty good about sleeping through the night. Didn't want any monsters to spawn on my land. But one night I go without sleeping, and look at this. Creepers, bats. Oh, hey, look, free bones.
Yeah, so again, it'll only be slimes during the day, but if you forget to sleep, it's going to be monsters everywhere. You really can't afford to not have slept unless you're ready to fight. Because even though some things will burn, there'll be tons of creepers, endermen, and witches all in the morning, and you'll just be screwed. It'll be like daytime, but the slimes are all non-burnable mobs.
Arrows, I guess it's not all bad. I got that villager in today, made him an armor, and bought some pants from him. Next, that night I lit up the compound with some torches. I just haven't had enough to do it. I really don't want creepers spawning inside my walls again. Day 18,
So you should be doing that immediately. I don't know why. I guess he was just waiting for his trees to grow or something, but you should be getting a big tree farm up as soon as possible, because wood and torches are going to be super important, and you should be able to get a fair bit of those. He also hasn't made a cobblestone generator. He did, like, really late, and that was kind of a mistake to have built it so late. I wonder if we're going to have 3 parts. I'm just talking so much. I didn't mean to be talking this much, but it's actually good. Seeing as I, like, am playing the whole video in whole, I don't want to, like, you know, copyright or whatever. So, again, I do recommend you go watch the actual video, because I am pausing a lot and talking a lot, but yeah, I would have said make a cobblestone generator a lot sooner. He's got water and he has lava at this point. He's gonna go to the Nether soon. He also found I'll save this as a secret for later what he does, because I'm gonna comment on that when it comes around. But yeah, he should have made a cobblestone generator and started getting more cobblestone by now.
Finally grabbing a farmer, at least I would be if the slimes would let me.
Think of it like Skyblock. You have access to all the Skyblock items plus more. So anything you can do in Skyblock, you can also do here and more. So it isn't actually that bad, Superflat.
Didn't take long to get the farmer in, just had to do a little paddling across Bedrock, which honestly feels kind of weird, but now I have 2 money-making methods. My oak logs for sticks and my glorious farm. No slime, sorry, you can't have any, you don't have rights. So now I can sell carrots, beets, sticks, and maybe eventually
This is actually different from Skyblock, though, because Skyblock, with Skyblock, you're obviously in the sky, but, no, wait, why am I comparing, that's not what I meant to say. You might think it's a lot of nothing, but actually a lot of it comes from these new updates. The ability to trade with villagers and, like, so easily. The Village and Pillage update added, like, the easier trading, and it added trading for more things. That, plus the wandering traders, plus, like, the piglins, is a lot of the reason you can get so much stuff. So it is because of these recent updates that is now possible, even though the world seems so barren.
You can buy food from this guy, it's all connected. And hey, the armor started selling chainmail boots, so I'm completely covered. I'm really starting to feel confident by day 19. I've got armor, walls, bread, everything you need. You know, at this point I could probably just chill in a hole for the next 81 days, make it to 100 and call it a wrap. But I'm gonna keep going. Today I got a second farmer, so hopefully I can diversify my farm profit. Day 20 was a good one. Started off by getting some free arrows and killing bitches on my land.
Yeah, so witches are one of the more important people. They can drop healing potions. If they're drinking a healing potion, that counts as an equipped item, so you have the same chance as dropping it as anyone with an equipped item. They can also drop sugarcane, sticks, redstone dust, glowstone dust. So all of those become farmable. Redstone was already, I believe you can trade for glowstone, or buy it or something, but sugar was also hard if you can't get sugarcane from a wandering trader, so sugar is important, and one of the important drops from witches. I believe they also drop spider eyes, and I don't think they drop fermented spider eyes, but you can get, they drop sugars and spider eyes, which you can also get from spiders, and then there's mushrooms in the Nether.
Yeah, witches. And after selling some sticks to this idiot, I had enough emeralds to buy some diamond armor. Just some diamond tims for now, it's all I can afford. Just kidding, I'm hella rich off sticks and got some diamond pants too. And I don't have enough money for it yet, but a few more emeralds, I'll be able to get a full set. So of course I went straight back to chopping wood. Diamond armor was a huge goal for me. You know, in the last year or so, I've come a long way in Minecraft. I've definitely gotten a lot better at the game. In my original 100 days, by day 21, I didn't have nearly as much as I have now in a super flat world. Well, I guess my house is made out of slime and still doesn't have a roof, but at least I have some diamond armor. All I'm saying is I really thought I'd be able to live like this if I tried this challenge a year ago. I would definitely...
Oh yeah, so another thing. Superflat doesn't have any room for exploring. There is no clearing a forest and building a nice house. It is just... You will advance a lot faster because it is just survival. There are goals, there's no exploring or anything. It's kind of, like, boring, actually, which I believe he comments on later. It gets quite boring because all there is advancement, and at some point it's just, like... Well, now it's just building at some point. Because there isn't really much you can do for actual advancement or exploration or anything.
Almost certainly end up dead. I'm mostly bringing this up because a lot of the footage for these days are me shopping. I really wanted that diamond armor. There it is, though. Full set of diamonds on a super flat world. Next thing I'm going for is tools. So I really don't want to farm and shop the whole time for all of my diamonds. It's not very interesting.
What are the calculations for how much it actually takes? A tree usually produces 4 or 5 wood. Each wood can turn into 4 planks, 2 planks into 4 sticks, so that's 1 wood into 8 sticks. 8 times 4, 8 times, 5, we'll say, is 40. 40, I believe it's is it 16 sticks for 1 emerald? So 1 block of wood gives you 2 emeralds or something. Unless I'm really wrong and it's 32, which still then it's at least 1. So emeralds are somewhat easy to get if you have if you have a big tree farm. And again, a cobblestone generator and a big tree farm are 2 of the main things you need, because they're your main 2 blocks for building, at least at this moment until you get the Nether.
Content and honestly not very fun to play. So day 23, I hit the road with a map and some food, looking for some of that good village loot. Oh, there's so much I can get. Pretty much every village at this point had something that I've never had before. There's just a lot of value in these villages that you don't normally see in a regular Minecraft playthrough. Every single stone mason I found was a free emerald. Mostly those.
That is kind of a dumb thing. Clay is one of the things where I believe you can't buy it from wandering traders. I'm not sure. I don't think you can, though. I'll correct myself in the second episode if there is otherwise. But clay, if you can't buy it, is one of the rarest things you will find. You can only find it in those select couple of spots. Do not sell it, because you can't... I think seeing as you can sell it, you can't buy it. So it is not worth selling, because if you ever want it, if you ever want it for something, you can buy bricks, but you can't buy clay. So if you ever want the clay specifically for something, you won't be able to get it, because it is sort of limited. You can only have so much of it. You have to go out further and further to get more. So don't like sell the clay. It is one of those things that there's only so much of.
Looking for a saddle, because with a horse I can explore even more and get even more items. A horse would save a lot of food too. Bunny hopping is quite taxing on your body, and I gotta say, with my new diamond armor, even the big slimes don't pose.
I would also recommend fishing. He hasn't done a fishing thing yet. I don't think he did in the whole 100 days. But fishing, it allows you to get saddles, name tags, fish, all sorts of stuff. A bunch of other things you might not otherwise be able to get. I'm not sure. Is there anything you can get from fishing? You can get, like, enchanted books and stuff kind of easier. But fishing is quite good. You can get saddles, which you can't otherwise get unless you get lucky in a village. You can get name tags, which, again, the same thing. There's no dungeons or anything. So I believe you can actually buy name tags, though. So fishing is important. You can set up your own little lake. You can set up a bigger lake by building a big, like, container. And then I believe putting water just along one edge and then along another edge. And then it'll come together and form, as long as they're not across from each other. If it's in like an L shape, they'll fill in. I don't know if that works for a second layer, or if you actually then need to like fill in every single thing on a second layer, but I think on a second layer, if you do the same thing, once the first is already covered, it should fill in the second layer. Do that for every layer, and you get a big pond. Drowns and drowns with tridents should be able to spawn in there. Same with squids, and you should be able to fish in there as well.
Day 25, I found a weaponsmith. I forgot these existed. They have 2 blocks of lava. The weaponsmith also has a chest that has some really nice loot inside. Here, I got some free iron tools. Oh, hey, the next village over had another one. Look at that. And the chest inside had a set.
Yeah, so Blacksmith is where you're going to get your lava. You will need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You will need 10 lava. You need 11 lava. 1 for a infinite cobblestone generator. 10 for the actual nether portal. Of course, once you go to the nether, because the nether is normal, it's not actually super flat, you can actually just bucket a lava there and then bring it back. You can also get infinite obsidian, even though there's, like, limited lava. You can get infinite obsidian, not from respawning the dragon and tearing down the pillars, which is one way. The other way is actually abusing the nether portals. If you set one portal up in the overworld, go to the nether, set another one up in the netherworld, and go back to the overworld, as long as they're not linked together, when you're back in the overworld, you can destroy that one that was just created, run back to the first one, go through, destroy the nether one, run to your second nether one, and go through, and then destroy the overworld. So now you've got 2 portals, and whenever you go through them, it creates a new nether portal. They don't link. So then you can just destroy the one that you came out of, and that's infinite obsidian. It'll be another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 every time you do it.
Oh, it's a notable moment right there. And on my way back home, I copped a horse. We're best friends forever until he dies. This right here is a massive upgrade. I'm living. Thanks to my new horse, I was able to get home quickly and made a toolsmith. Looks like I'm gonna need a fair amount of iron to level him up. Shouldn't be too.
Yeah, the fastest means of travel will be either tridents or horses. You can't get elytra because there is no end, which I will talk about again later, or probably next time. It seems like this might take 3 episodes, 3 or 4 parts. I didn't expect to actually be talking for so long. I figured it'd be more of a thing where like he talks for 15 minutes and I talk for 15 minutes. So it's like half and half, and then it takes 2 parts. It seems like it might take 3 or 4 parts, because I'm actually stopping to talk a fair bit. But horses are going to be the fastest means of travel. Possibly, tridents, too, if you can farm for them, which might take a little while. Especially, I believe they're also much rarer on computer, and they're harder to get. It takes a couple hours. But tridents, and even then, it's only when it's raining it'll actually work, unless you're setting up, like, water things, which you could as well. Other than that, horses are going to be the fastest means of travel. Unless you're, like, willing to lay minecarts, but even then, like, you have to actually lay them all out. And because there is no elytra. You could get sugarcane to turn into paper. You can get gunpowder from creepers, and I believe you can build a creeper farm as well. So paper, and then what's the other one? Paper, gunpowder, and something, whatever it is. You can make fireworks, but you can't get the elytra, so horses are one of the best means of travel.
To get some, I know where some golems live. I also tried to get a weaponsmith, but he wanted to be a farmer. Well, it's his life, so now I'm going back out, but this time I have a horse, so I'll be a lot more efficient. Like I said, I need iron, so I'm going to be stopping in the villages that I know about and killing the golems there. I know I probably could have started doing this a long time ago, but I don't really feel comfortable using this method unless I have some decent armor. Nothing has been done.
Yeah, so, for iron, you can get it in, I believe, you can farm it in like 4 ways. Or 3 ways. One is from killing zombies, taking the iron armor, and then smelting it, you get an iron nugget for each piece of armor, and then 9 of those ways it makes 1 iron ingot, so it's actually kind of inefficient, but also killing zombies, they will sometimes just drop an iron ingot. So if you have a zombie farm, you will be getting random iron ingots, as well as lots of iron armor, and then you can throw the useless stuff in a smelter, and it'll give you iron nuggets, which you can turn into more ingots. The other way is from iron golems. I'd recommend building an iron golem farm. This is something he tried to do, but he actually stopped doing it, which again we'll see later in the video. But yeah, he tried building an iron golem farm, but he quit. But it's definitely something you should do. And it's hard because you can't actually build it underground, so you have to actually put villagers up in the air because there is no underground and it's super flat. There's like 2 blocks of down below you can go and it's just bedrock. What was I going to say? So So yeah, you definitely want iron golem farm, because otherwise you're just killing iron golems at the villages, and those are your only means of iron, other than like finding it, which isn't consistent.
Day 28, nothing at all. Yeah, more of the same, just looking for that village loot. If I find enough lava, I can probably make another portal. After finding some more lava, I almost left this weaponsmith without checking the chest inside. That would have been a big mistake, because your boy found diamonds! Natural.
Yeah, so those are the only, as he's about to say, this is the only way. He says, I think, I'm gonna play it.
Diamonds in a super flat world. This is huge. I can do so much now. I'm pretty sure that's not the only way you can find a natural diamond in a super flat world, but just the fact that I got him, I was feeling good. And to make things even...
I believe it is the only way. No, there's two ways. Sort of. The first way is to find natural diamonds, is to find them in a chest, because you can't smelt diamond armor into diamonds. You can smelt iron and gold armor into iron and gold nuggets, but there is no diamond nugget. So you can't smelt diamond armor, so you can't get natural diamonds. The only ways to find them are either out of a village chest or out of a nether fortress chest, which do actually exist because the nether's not super flat. My voice is starting to get rough. I'm also a bit sick today. But yeah, diamonds are super rare. Mainly you should be saving them for like if you want to build a diamond block or something. Or an enchantment table. Don't use them in weapons and armor, you can buy that stuff, because this is the only way you're going to find them.
Day 29, I found another weaponsmith, and this chest had obsidian. Well, now I can make another portal. Time to go back home.
Yeah, so now he's making another portal, and this is the nether's where you get a lot of your stuff as well, from the piglin trades. We'll be talking about how to actually get some more blocks out of the nether as well, in the next episode where he's doing a lot of nether stuff.
I got it, the nether is flat too. Building the actual portal is going to be a bit tough. I have to use lava, and I don't have a flint and steel to light it. I also should have been a little more...
Yeah, so he's wondering if the nether will be flat too. And on the PS3 version it is. I don't know about the PS4. He's, I believe, playing Java. So apparently on Java it isn't flat, which I thought it was going to be. It really surprised me when it wasn't, because PS3, I've actually done this before, PS3 is flat.
Careful, I don't have a diamond pickaxe, so I messed up here and wasn't able to fix it. Fortunately, I had enough lava and obsidian to make the portal without much issue. But like I said, without flint and steel, lighting it was going to be a huge problem. I've never done this before. Took pretty much all of day 30 and several awful YouTube tutorials, but I got the portal.
See, again, it's the same as the Skybait Island thing. You don't get flint and steel because you can't actually get flint without having gone to the nether first. So you need to light it via wood. So you basically just get the fire on the wood, and then once the fire catches the side of the wood that's in the portal, it'll light.
Which is lit. I wasn't really prepared to go into the nether on day 31, so I had to do some chores, get a new sword, that sort of thing. That gave me an opportunity to make some more money. I'm gonna need tons of it if I ever want a diamond sword. I guess I could use some of the diamonds that I found while adventuring, but you never know when you're gonna find more of those. They're very rare. Oh well, doing your...
Yeah, they're very rare. Don't use those diamonds. It's just better to buy things. The only things you should be using diamonds for is an enchantment table and blocks to look good. Because you're gonna find so few natural diamonds, wasting them is just horrible. Because it's just... You are going to find so few natural diamonds, you're going to want, like, a block. And it's going to be so... It's so hard, because you don't even get elytra. You will have to run out with a horse if you want to find more diamonds, and then just get lucky. So don't waste your natural diamonds.
Horse is good for the soul. Now it's time to go to the nether. It's not flat. I never thought it would be, but it might have been cool. You know, my dad works in Minecraft. He may be able to pull some...
I can show you. I could probably take a picture of it and show you of a flat nether. It's actually quite cool. I can't now. Maybe some other time. Maybe in one of the other parts. A super flat nether is really cool. It's basically just... It's netherrack on the bottom, and a couple layers down of netherrack, and then obsidian. I believe then bedrock. Not obsidian. Just bedrock. There's no lava anywhere, which is super weird for the nether. It's just a couple of layers of netherrack, and then obsidian. Or, not obsidian, bedrock. And then there's these bedrock walls. If it's unlimited, there's no bedrock walls. If it's limited, there's these bedrock walls. And they look super weird. So the nether is like 8 times smaller than the overworld, right? So you can stand in a spot where you can't quite see all 4, but almost anywhere else you're standing, you will be able to see at least 2 or 3, at least like 2 of the walls. And there's only a little bit of area where you can't see the walls. And just in the very, very middle, because it's a bit too blurry, because of the nether stuff. But it's basically just these walls of, like, partial obsidian. It's like, you know how the obsidian floor of a normal world is like a flat layer, with then some on the next, and some on the next, and a tiny amount on the next? It's like that, but on the walls, where there is like 3 or 4 layers of bedrock going in and out of each other. I can show you. I can try and show you. And then the roof is, I believe, just flat. It's super cool though. There's no lava.
There's also a real kick in the ovaries spawning in soul sand. So I brought this horse I don't care about into the nether. This should help. Yeah, he really didn't get me too far. I had to abandon him in a crimson forest. Of course, I was down here looking for all the good stuff like nether forest.
So because it's not flat, it actually gives you a huge advantage. You get the nether woods. You get all the nether materials. You can get like leather easier from these guys. You can do piglin trading, which otherwise, like, my plan was, okay, I'm gonna continue this in the next part. So we're at day 33. I'll continue this in the next part, talking more about the nether. But hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, if you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. Go watch Luke the Notable. Subscribe to him. It's because of his video I'm able to do this. So yeah, go watch it. Go watch his video. Yeah. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.